Hey everybody, you'll have to forgive the formal attire. I'm recording this before work. It's currently 4:30 in the morning. But I watched The Lady Vanishes last night, which is the third movie in the Criterion collection. It's also the first Alfred Hitchcock of many in the Criterion collection. Um, when I was a kid, I always thought that Alfred Hitchcock did horror. Now, in the last several years, I've seen a lot of his movies, and he largely focuses on suspense. Now, what's the difference between suspense and horror? Fair question. And this is just me giving my opinions, right? This is not an academic difference. But suspense will almost never have jump scares. Suspense is there to build tension over time. They want you to creep to the edge of your seat over the course of the film, right? They don't want horror movies usually have peaks and valleys. Terrifying moment, calm down. So you're on your metaphorical seat. You're going forward and backward and forward and backward and jumping up. Suspense is just continual forward. If you think of any of those dozens of memes of people just like sweat pouring off their face, that's what Hitchcock goes for. That feeling, suspense, uncomfortableness. One thing I've noticed in watching his films, one of his favorite things, one of the things he thinks is most suspenseful is things like mistaken identity. Or where one person knows a truth, but cannot convince the people around them. The people around them are constantly trying to gaslight them that they're wrong. These are the themes that Hitchcock often works with. This movie is Hitchcock's fourth movie, and it's his first successful one. This is the one that made his career. His first three, not successes. This one, boom, took off, got the attention of Hollywood. It made Hitchcock what he is today, which is probably why it's his first one in the collection. It is from 1938, black and white, obviously. The plot of the film is essentially a group of people are on a train. One of the main character is a woman who's heading to England to get married, and she's befriended by an older English lady who's leaving this random European country to go back to England. Our main character gets hit on the head, so she's slightly concussed. The older woman's taking care of her. They get in the train. Our main character takes a nap, wakes up, and her friend is gone, and everybody on the train swears she never existed in the first place. But there's one or two hints that she did. The only person who's willing to even entertain her is a guy that we were introduced at the very beginning of the film. He comes across as a massive jerk at first, but it turns out he's just whimsical, lighthearted, and doesn't believe in boundaries. He is our second main character. I'm not going to spoil the mystery for you, because it's a good movie. You should see it. It's a good time. This one is a lot more comedic than some Hitchcock works, which I like. I like it when Hitchcock gets funny, because his sense of humor is also very amusing to me. For example, there are two Englishmen on the train. They are wholly and only obsessed with getting back to England in time to watch a cricket match. 95% of the plot, these characters do not matter at all. They are just there trying to get home to watch the cricket match. And it's very amusing to me. I don't want to spoil too much of the plot, so I can't tell you, but there were laugh out loud moments that were I had to pause it once just so I could laugh for a bit. It was very good. Another fun thing, if you haven't seen a Hitchcock movie before, is spot the cameo. Hitchcock gives himself a small, non-speaking cameo in every movie that he's directed, as far as I'm aware. I don't think there are exceptions. So it's always fun when you're watching a Hitchcock film to see if you can spot him as an extra. Always a good time. I do recommend you check it out. If you like the comedy aspect of it, I also would like to recommend The Trouble with Harry. Or The Problem with Harry? I think it's The Trouble with Harry. which is one of my favorite Hitchcock films. It is very light on suspense. It's very heavy on comedy, and I think it's excellent. This film is very good. It hits a lot of the notes that he becomes famous for as his career deepens. There's a little bit of spycraft. There's the suspense element. There's the comedy. It's all very well done. So that is just a quick review of The Lady Vanishes. Next time, the fourth movie in the Criterion collection is called Amarcord. It's from Italy from 1973 by Federico Fellini. Fellini, also a big name in filmmaking. Amarcord, I can mostly say, it's going to be a little bit before we get to films that have completely foreign titles, and I just want to warn you, I don't pronounce foreign languages correctly. I'm notorious for it, so as we start to get into films that don't have an English title, I'm sorry, and I'm going to do my best. So that's it for the third movie. I need to wrap this up and get ready for work. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.